Hi, I'm Bob Barron. I've been sharing some ideas with you and shared some music, a few days ago, I believe. And I've just been thinking a bit today, about other things, about life, my life, of course. But it's always involved with other people. I arrived in Berkeley, California in 1961. I was going to go to UC Berkeley, and I did go to that great school. And then I was going to become a teacher, so I was actually teaching blind children and adults for a while. That'd be 1964. Preparation, to become a teacher. And then got a job teaching in Berkeley Public Schools, Cragmont School, in 1965. Thinking of the people we meet, the movie called Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, you might have seen that with Katharine Hepburn and Sidney Poitier, Spencer Tracy, Catherine Newton. But there's an opening scene where there's two little girls in the San Francisco airport, going down the escalator. And, well, those kids were in my class, one of my classes. Remembering, too, Gene Burdick, who wrote The Ugly American. One of his sons was in one of my classes also. And then, of course, Gene died way too young, way too young, I believe. One of the kids in my class, his dad won the Nobel Prize. Gosh, wow. It just, when you're living this life, it doesn't seem quite so important, perhaps, but it really, a lot of that stuff is pretty important, actually, all the people you meet. Walking up and down the streets of Berkeley, just meeting Jerry Garcia on the street on the way to the Keystone Club, where his band was going to play. Keystone Club right in the corner of University and Shattuck. It's no longer there, but there were three Keystone Clubs, one in Berkeley, one in San Francisco, then one down the peninsula, so the bands would kind of rotate, I guess, to make that little loop to their performances. Garage band called the Creedence Clearwater Revival, from El Cerrito, right next door to Berkeley, and they became really, really, really famous, didn't they? I think they still are famous, actually. Certainly their records and songs are still being played. Jefferson Airplane came on the scene, and their first album was called Jefferson Airplane Takes Off. I just looked at it a few minutes ago, actually, because I still have that album. It's a record, we called it back in those days. But I don't know if Grace Slick would get with them, but they performed at the Pauley Ballroom on UC campus. And, it's a big venue with, probably 1,000 of us all sitting on the floor in that ballroom, and they put light show on the walls, lights, shapes and colors, and with all that really wonderful music. Didn't cost too much, a few bucks probably to do that. And then teaching, I was teaching 6th grade for a few years there and at Cragmont, and the kids got a chance to plan a program for their graduation. They were going to graduate from 6th grade, then go on to middle school. So they planned a program and chose a song to sing. And one of those years, and again, I can't take that was 66 or 67, maybe even 68, but they chose "Blowin' in the Wind," sung by Bob Dylan, to sing and to sing at their graduation. So I brought up my auto harp and thought I'd share that with you. And I just realized it's a long time ago, almost 50 years ago, I guess. Those kids are now probably grandparents in their own right, but maybe you've never even heard this song, and yet it got to be a rather famous song, and it may still be famous. I don't know if I heard it on the radio or TV lately, but it's certainly a great song. "Blown in the Wind." See what I can do with this to share it with you. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must the white girl sail before she sleeps in the sand? How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head, pretending he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Not quite the way I hoped it would come out, but I got the words correct, I believe. And the melody's a great melody. Now maybe if you're hearing that for the first time, it seems like a pretty grim song, but in the era in which that came out was written, I mean, we had a president get killed, John F. Kennedy, and of course if you're young and don't remember that, but I was alive then, and I do remember that, and so it's right in my head. And there was a war going on, Vietnam War, and that was really huge. Lots of protests about that, not just in Berkeley, other places, until we finally were able to end that war, you know, in Vietnam. A lot of stuff happening. Oh my, so many memories, you know, but I just wanted to share a little bit of that because it kind of, in my mind, enlarges what life was about. I've been writing this little book called Life Parts. It's not quite ready yet to come out, but it's been on Kindle for a while. But you can't put everything into a book, and actually the teaching part of my life in the early part of the 60s I didn't put into the book. Maybe I'll do that, you know, share that some other time, but I just think that you can't, you know, you have to have more depth to it than just what you can put in 160 pages or 180 pages, whatever it is, you know. So maybe that shows a little bit more. The music is great, and Bob Dylan, you know, he must be a little bit younger than I am. I don't know how old he is. I'm 76, but he's still going. I know that. Gosh, it's great music. And of course, Bob's got the same name as I have. Bob, you know, Bob is Bob. Well, anyhow, thanks for watching this, folks. Thanks for paying attention or listening, whatever. Hope to see you again, and thanks for everything. Take care. Bye-bye.